friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. I know that yesterday we did kind of a no news chill day, and we don't usually do those, but to be honest, today we're going to do something similar because this week has hit me like a shit ton of bricks, and it sometimes is really hard to talk about Batman and Trump and all the things. So we're going to just kind of have a conversation. And I think a lot of people are struggling right now. And we're going to talk about when in 2020, the year already feels fucking impossible. Feels impossible to navigate just by being alive during this year. What do you do when there's additional trauma on the line? How do you navigate that? How do you fight your way through? And I'm going to learn a little bit from you guys, tips, tricks. I'm going to talk a little bit about stuff that I'm going through. And yeah, but don't worry, we will end the stream with a Back to the Future unboxing. Thank you to Universal for sending me this dope ass box. I have no idea what's inside, but I cannot wait to open it with you guys. So as deep, dark, and depressing as this show gets, we know that we've got Back to the Future on the other end of it. This box is huge, guys. It's huge, and it's next to me. So don't worry. We will be getting to that. For those of you guys who are coming over from watching me on SEN Live this morning, you know that our very good, my good friend of the show, guest of the show, and Schmodown competitor, champion, all of the things that make somebody a beautiful person inside and out, Kevin Smets, has stage 3 colon cancer. We're going to talk about that a little bit on the show today. I don't want to talk too much specifically about him because that's his to talk about, but I do know he wants to spread the message. And so we are going to be spreading the message. If you think something's wrong with you, you need to go get checked out, even if it just feels like something's a little off, because the symptoms might feel like something else. And if you feel weird about the opinion you got, to get a second opinion. So we will be talking about that, but more so about, making choices. I talked about this a little bit on the show today on SEM when I talked to him. And I want to really emphasize it here. So it's going to be a big old Roxy's Advice Corner, but also hearing from you guys as well. And like I said, ending on that Back to the Future box, because we need that little pick-me-up. We can't not have it. I will start with the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. Anything you guys want read out loud, questions, comments, concerns, anything going on right in here today. Ryan White in here said, I laughed out loud when I read your Zoom name on SEN Live today. Did you watch yesterday's show, or how did you find out? Kate said about your picture. Love how you play along. Yeah, I always play along. Life's too short to get annoyed about anything like that. I think it's fucking awesome. And for anybody who doesn't know, Kate Mulligan, who's also a friend of the show, but on SEN Live, was talking about some of my more scandalous pictures recently, and she started to call me Peekaboo Puss. You guys can kind of put those pieces together, and I think it's fucking great. And I found out because she sent it to me, because she's a badass bitch, and it's a fair shot, and she should take it, so she did. Matthew W. in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar says Peekaboo Puss for life. For life. Totally. Ryan White in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com says, /Roxy Striar says, well, you ended up explaining on SEN how you found out. So thank you. Yeah, definitely don't mind donating twice. Love you, Roxy. Or should I say Pab? Yeah, Peekaboo Puss. Pab. It's hard to pronounce. Maybe we should just call it Pab. Peekaboo and then Pab Puss. Maybe just Pab. Pab. See, you got to laugh through the pain sometimes. That's one of the ways. It's one of the ways that we talk about dealing with trauma during 2020. Is figuring out a way to fucking laugh anyway, which is so hard to do, but we got to do it. And so hopefully this show, SEN Live, all these shows that we do, help you guys do that. Jig Yoda, being the mensch that Jig Yoda is, always sliding in, says, well wishes to Kevin. Yeah, more than well wishes. I really know he's got this, and it's going to be a fucking bitch, and it's going to be a fight, and it's going to fucking suck, but he is going to come out on the other end of this with his beautiful baby and his beautiful wife and his beautiful life and all his friends and his family. And he's gonna be okay. But it's gonna fucking suck. And that's just the truth of the matter. So, unrelated to Kevin, I'll start a little bit with my morning, because a lot of you guys have been asking about my health issues, and they are absolutely nothing compared to what's going on with Kevin right now. But I did go to the doctors this morning, as they don't know what's going on with me. And this is, Kevin did get in my head, though, giving his speech about get checked on and, if something's not right. But the truth is something's not right with me. And I think hopefully that something is very small, like a virus. But I had a fever, and you guys know I had my swollen tonsils. And then I broke out in that rash all over my body that I showed you guys. And so then I went to the doctors today because I sent him the rash, and I told him about the rash after, and he said he needed to draw some blood because A, I have that autoimmune disease, but B, you just never know. He was wondering if it was mono, which seems fucking impossible to get a kissing disease during this time, but he says you can get things all different ways. So just tons of stuff going on. And so I went to the doctors to get, not that you guys don't believe me, but to get my blood taken out. The arm's so sore. This is from the flu shot that I got afterwards too. So this arm is just fucking beat up. But I went to the doctors, and when I was there, I showed my doctor the picture of the rash, and he said, "Holy shit." And my doctor is a doctor I've seen for 10 years. I love him so much. And he is not on my insurance, so I pay out of pocket when I go to see him. But I love him so much, and he gets me, and he knows my body so well, like why things operate the way they do, that it's worth it for me to go to somebody out of pocket. And so just kind of like echoing what Smet says about trust your gut, like I feel comfortable and confident with him. So I have insurance in case anything really goes wrong, but I pay out of pocket for him. And so I went to go see him. He said, "Holy shit," about the rash. And he was like, "You have some weird ass medical things, dude." And I was like, I know. So then he went to take the blood, or he had a nurse come and take the blood. And I fainted, which has never happened to me before. I have fainted twice in my life before, but not from getting blood taken. I'm like really good with needles and blood, and I've had to do that a bajillion times. It wasn't like I looked at it and fainted. Apparently what happened, which I'm completely blacked out for, I don't remember this at all, was I was sitting in the chair, and she went to go take my blood. And apparently what I said was, "I don't feel too good." And she said, "Really?" And then I started mumbling something, and my eyes started rolling, and I lost all the color in my face, and I passed out. So then I woke up on a table, so they must have lifted me onto the table, and it felt like I was literally going to shit my pants. Like I woke up, and I remember just feeling like, "Oh my God, please don't shit your pants." I asked them why it felt like that later, and they said because when you faint, like you lose control of your bowels. So just very happy and lucky that I didn't shit myself today. Not that that would have been the worst thing in the world, but and so then they wouldn't let me leave, but I had to come back for SEN Live. And I was like, I got to get out of here. And they were like, just chill for a second. This is an emergency. You just fainted. And I was like, okay. So texted Christian. I was like, I just fainted, but I'll be there soon. Which is why we were up a couple minutes late today. And he was like, dude, I can call Kate. Take the day off, kid. And I was like, no, I'm almost there. So then they had me there for a little bit, and my blood pressure is extremely low, which I thought was a good thing. Because, you just know you don't want high blood pressure. But apparently it's extremely, extremely low. It was extremely low when I got there. And then when they took blood, it got even lower. And so they needed my blood pressure to go up a little bit before I left. He says it's because I'm small. He thinks that's why my blood pressure is like that. I don't know. They asked if I'd been eating, which I've been telling you guys. I've been eating nonstop. I'm so fucking hungry these days. I can't stop eating. So, he was like, wow. When he took my blood pressure, he said, well, I guess you're alive, barely. I like that he makes jokes with me. So anyway, I left, and they're running some labs and tests and stuff. And so I'll keep you guys posted, but I think I'm fine. I feel fine. Fainting is a weird fucking feeling. I mean, I haven't fainted again since I was a fucking kid. It's really weird to like lose complete control over your body. But I feel fine. I don't have a fever anymore. I don't have a rash anymore. I don't have, my glands aren't swollen anymore. And I haven't fainted in the last few hours. So I feel okay. But just keeping you guys posted about what's going on with me and my weird ass health issues. Because I know that everybody has weird things and it's nice to talk about them out loud. But also, hearing Kevin on the show today. So let's jump over to my friend Kevin, who came on SEN and told the public today that he has stage 3B colon cancer. You know, you just never fucking know. You never fucking know what's going to happen to you or which one of us it's going to be. And I don't say that to scare anybody. And I don't think he tells people to get tested to scare anybody. It's because there's things we can do for our own health and decisions we can make. So really what I wanted to focus on today was talking about decision making, making the right choices in your life. So if you take our friend Kevin Smets, you know, when he talked on this show, he was talking about the fact that he didn't necessarily know he was going to have a wife and kids this year, but he met the right person. He fell in love. They had a baby very quickly. They got married. And he stepped the fuck up to the plate as a dad, as a husband, as a provider, as all the things he needed to do. And those are all choices he could have not made. He could have not been the best version of him. He could have decided to be selfish and alone or not make it work or any of the things when he was surprised. But he made the choice to have a wife and a kid and a family and to keep working and take on a new editing gig during 2020 where it's hard to fucking pull yourself out of bed. And those choices have made it so that now when he doesn't have a choice, because it wasn't his choice to get colon cancer, the choices he made in his life make his time with colon cancer and his shot at colon cancer so much better because he has a complete support system. He has a reason to wake up in the morning. He has a little child to fight for. He has a wife who's the one who convinced him to go get a second opinion. And even though life sometimes hands us things in which we have no choice, all of our choices leading up to that moment still fucking matter. You know, it matters. It matters how you handle things. And we don't get to talk about enough how much the most important thing in life you can do is make smart choices, make wise choices, make the choices that are gonna give you the best life and those around you the best life. And I hope you guys take that really seriously because we all think that we have tomorrow on lock, easy peasy, especially if you're watching this show right now. You're probably not in your 90s. You know, you're probably in your teens, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. Maybe a few of you guys in your 70s, 80s, maybe. But we all kind of think tomorrow's promised. And so we make decisions thinking that we can change our mind, and we might be able to, or thinking that things are temporary, which they could be, or thinking that we have to do us. I'm going to do me. I got to put me first. And maybe that's true, but we don't know. We don't know how long we have. And this was a lesson that was made abundantly clear to me when I lost my mom a decade ago. I hate that phrase, lost. When my mom died a decade ago. She was the most lively, active, volunteer for everything, always around, PTA mom, bake sales, like stop and smell the roses, like just epically living, wonderful, beautiful soul. And then she was gone. And she didn't, make it to see any of her kids get married or even her youngest kid graduate high school, she or me graduate college. And she never would have thought that would have been the case. So it can happen to anybody. And by the way, this now doesn't have to do with Smets because Smets is going to be able to make it to see his baby graduate and get married and all of those things. But you just don't fucking know. You really don't. And so you can't really waste any time. You can't waste time doing you. You can't really waste time being a bad person or not treating people around you well or not being the best friend or father or mother or sister or brother or daughter or son or non-binary person. You just can't really waste time with any of it. And this is a reminder to all of us that we don't know how much time we have, and we have to do everything we can with the time that we do have. So please remember that. And remember that this is a gift and every day is a gift, whether you're religious or not, which I'm not, but it is still a gift. We're still here. And if something doesn't feel right, it might not be right. So you have to go get checked and tested and listen to your gut and listen to your partner's gut and try not to get mad when people just come at you with love. Kevin Smet's wife, as he said, saved his life by making him get a second opinion because she had a feeling. And if that feeling had been wrong, what would it have been? A day of his life in which he got a second opinion? It doesn't fucking mean anything. That's not a waste to make her feel better. But it ended up saving his whole fucking life just to get checked again. So I didn't want to go to the doctor today. I called my dad because you guys know I don't have a partner. And I called my dad and I was talking to him and he was like, after seeing the rash, and he was like, just go, Rox. You just don't ever fucking know. Just go. And, he's somebody who lost his wife, so he knows these things. And again, I don't think anything's wrong with me. I think I'm okay. I think I picked up some virus or whatever the fuck it is, or it's an outburst of my autoimmune disease. But I don't think anything new is wrong. But the point being that I tell you guys to practice what you preach. If we're going to tell our loved ones and we're going to tell each other that if you think something's up, you got to go get it checked out, then we have to actually do that ourselves. So I'm so proud of Kevin that he did listen to his wife and that he did go. And I'm so grateful that he did, because stage 3B and stage 4 colon cancer are two vastly different things. And I really believe, and I know that he's got this. We've been talking for a little bit. Another aspect of this, and in case you watch SEN Live today, this is not, absolutely by no means is this about Winston or about Ben Goddard, because it's nothing to do with them. But I wanted to advise you guys a little bit that this is something that happens all the time, where when you find out bad news about somebody, for one reason or another, you convince yourself not to reach out to that person. Either if they wanted to talk to me, they would come to me, or I don't want to overwhelm them, or life gets really busy, or I don't have the right words to say. And my strong advice here would be, if you think something's wrong with somebody, or something's wrong, if somebody passed away, if somebody gets diagnosed with something, if somebody has COVID, if somebody is going through a really tough time, if somebody loses a job, 10 out of 10 times you should reach out. 10 out of 10 times. Because the worst case scenario when you reach out is that person feels a little overwhelmed with love. But the consequences for you not reaching out are that person feels alone in whatever they're going through. So none of us are an island, and you get what you give. And the better friend you are, the better your friends will be to you. So remember that if somebody could use a little extra support, you don't have to wait for them to come to you. You can always send that text message or that email or that phone call or that FaceTime. And you don't have to have the perfect words. You don't have to know what to say. Just speak to them like a person. I think that because I've had a lot of life trauma and experience, I typically do know things to say. So I have a little bit of an advantage there, as empathy usually speaks a little louder and stronger than sympathy. But I have a ton of friends who always tell me, I'm sorry I didn't reach out because I didn't know what to say. Or I hear them talk about that with somebody else. And I always would rather somebody reach out to me and say something a little off than say nothing at all. And when in doubt, just short and sweet. Let them know you feel awful for what they're going through and that you're here for them if they need you. Maybe offer something specific. I'm a really great cook if you need any food. Or, I know sometimes it's hard to get medication. I can always go pick that up at the pharmacy for you. Or, do you like fruit? I can send you a basket. Or, are you struggling? Can I start you a GoFundMe? These are all things that you can offer up. So just take that extra few minutes to think about, what would you want to hear if you were in that position? And would you rather be sitting there with your phone, getting text after text of, we love you, we've got you, we're in this together, or be sitting there by yourself and nothing's going on? Feeling too much love is not a problem. So that would be my advice to all of us. And then continue to check in. Continue to check in. It doesn't have to be a one-time text message. It could be once a week. It could be every few weeks, depending on what they're going through. And if you don't think you're going to remember, because life is fucking busy and that happens, set a calendar invite for yourself. Set a calendar invite. If you have a friend who's recently been diagnosed with something, and it is October 20th today, and you texted them today, maybe set an invite for next week, midweek, maybe the 29th. Check in on Kevin. And that way it will go off. Because life does get busy, but try to remember on that person. Because a lot of us will receive that love at first. I remember when my mom passed away, it was an outpouring of love that made me feel so good and distracted and cared about and safe, or at least as safe as I could. And then weeks went by and it all stopped. Nobody said anything to me. And I don't blame anybody because I don't think they knew what to say. But that's when I really needed the love, when everything was silent. That's when I really needed people to be like, hey, just so you know, I'm sure this is still painful for you and I'm still thinking about you. Let me know if you need dinner this week. Happy to bring it. And by the way, guys, if you don't have the finances for that, which a lot of us don't during this time, you can always write a card. You can do a home cooked meal. During COVID, it's a little tricky, so you got to make sure you're safe about it. But you could get some candy at the grocery store and make a little gift basket. Like, there's ways to do things for under $10 that could really brighten somebody's day. You could, if you're a musician, sing them a little song, wrap them a little rap, find them a funny gif or meme and send it their way. Get a bunch of friends to sign a card. There's very inexpensive ways to do this. So I just wanted to have a little bit of a conversation with you guys about trauma during this time. It's so fucking hard in 2020 when we're already feeling like we're getting the living shit kicked out of us. We look left, punch in the face, look right, punch in the gut. And then there's other things that are happening. We're having health issues. Our cars are breaking down. Our friends are getting sick. Our grandparents are dying. Our dogs are getting ill. There's still anything that was happening before. There's not a pause on any of that stuff just because we're here. So it's really hard to deal with that on top of the trauma that is this year. So you have to find ways. And the more that you help other people, and the more you reach out to them, the more they're going to help you and reach out to you, which means that you'll be doing better because you've got support. Support is essential during this time to not feel alone, even if you are physically alone or with very few people. Also, we've talked about this a little bit before, thanks to our friend Glenn Caesar, who's got me on that meditation life, but yoga, meditation, walking, baking, whatever it is that gives you a little bit of peace during these moments. So important to find right now, especially as you're dealing with all of the fucking trauma that is this year and the additional trauma on top of it. And sometimes you're not able to do those things because you're in the middle of the fight of your life. And then it's about making sure you've surrounded yourself with the best people you possibly can, which is based on the decisions you made leading up to that point. So that kind of brings it full circle. I hope this helps. If you guys have questions about dealing with trauma, fortunately and unfortunately, I say fortunately because I can help. I say unfortunately because it bites. I've dealt with a lot of trauma in my life in all different arenas. And I'm here to advise, to help, to support, and to talk. So just let me know. I'm only one chat away. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Morse Code Z says, I just want to say you and everyone else put on an amazing show this morning. Even more so realizing you did that, knowing what was coming, #smash cancer. Yeah, I will find with myself after all these years, I'm pretty great at, in a lot of areas, compartmentalizing when I have to. So it's still about entertaining and smiling and laughing and talking about my fucking vagina, peekaboo puss, even when you know the other shoe's about to drop, because it's still worth those smiles. And even when I'm coming from fainting and whatever, it's important to me to entertain you guys. It's all I've ever wanted to do my whole life was be an entertainer. And it makes me feel good to make you guys feel good. So that's part of my process. That's part of my finding happiness and my grieving process in dealing with trauma is by entertaining. I'm very lucky to have this platform and that platform to do so. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, Glenn Caesar, our amazing Glenn says, hello, Roxy. Love you. Thanks for giving us this show and safe space to just deal with the fuck no news together. Glad you made it to the doctor to figure out what's going on, / can get better. Be well, RJ and rock stars. Peace, love, bunnies, and hugs to all. #smash cancer. Yeah. You're welcome, Glenn, but thank you guys for making it a safe space. Thank you guys. That's on you. My friend Danny Ramirez in here says, singing out loud is something that helps me. I have to do it alone in the car, but it's such a stress relief to just let it out. Totally. Car, the shower. I belt at the top of my motherfucking lungs. I lose my voice often because of how loud I fucking sing. Like screaming, shouting. That's my, sometimes that's my stress relief. I'm glad to see some of you guys do that too. Legaltland agrees. It's pretty healthy way to get out that fucking thing that's inside you. So we talked a lot about trauma this episode, and I know that it's fucking a hard thing to talk about, but we don't have to leave it to just this episode. I don't want anybody to feel like if they don't talk about it now, they'll never get to talk about it. Remember that these things come out in your own time, in your own way. When I'm advising, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you advice from the experience that I've had. And I hope the gentle nudge pushes you guys in the direction that you need to move forward, to fight for happiness, and to support those around you who really need support. Rob K in the super chat says, I like to this video equals one prayer for Roxy's health. Oh, are you saying if people like this video, it's like a prayer for my health? All right, so 73 prayers for my health so far. I really think I'll be okay. I'm trying not to stress too much about it because I'm doing what I need to do to figure out what's going on. And that's kind of all I can do. It is silly that my fucking insurance doesn't cover my doctor so that I have to pay hundreds of dollars to go see him, but it's who I'm comfortable with. And I don't even know who the doctor the insurance people have me with is. And it's crazy that they don't cover my doctor because I'm an HMO instead of a PPO. It's a whole fucking thing. But I did go because there's nothing more important to spend your money on than making sure you're fucking healthy. That's just is what it is. All right. Should we move on to this Back to the Future box? Are we ready? Are we too emotionally drained? Are we good to go? I think that it'll be a nice cleansing palette. I'm telling you, this box is huge. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off of this chair and I think I'm going to put it on the chair. It's a huge, huge box. No idea what's in there. So grateful to Universal for sending this to me. And I think that it could possibly brighten our day a little bit. So send bunnies if you're feeling ready for a pick-me-up. If you want this unboxing for Back to the Future 35 mother freaking years. Tomorrow is officially Back to the Future Day. So I'm excited about that because then by the time I open this, then I can maybe post a cool Instagram picture or something tomorrow on there. Yeah, we're celebrating the 35-year anniversary. And again, tomorrow officially is Back to the Future Day on October 21st. So this is here a little early. Let's open it up. Let's see what's in there. You guys are sending tons of bunnies. Shout out to Jonathan and John and Zeno and Travis and Ian and Bruce and Rob and Danielle and Glenn and Weston and Legault and Joseph and PLD and all the people in here. All right, sending bunnies. Might as well. Spidey Sensei, I'm taking these off, but I'm not really listening to anybody anyway. Let's see what we got going on. All right. I think if I put this on here, almost just spilled my tea on you guys. And by you guys, I mean the computer, so that would have been good. Okay. Can you see this sick box, by the way? Wait, maybe I should hold this up for you guys first. Oh, it's hard because my arm. Look how dope this is. Back to the Future 35. All right. Wow, I'm looking a little bulky here, Rox. Getting a little bulked. Whoa. All right. Here we go. Just hit the knife really loud. You guys know I usually use my trident to open these things, but instead we're using a microphone right now. I mean a knife. All right, let's see what's we got in here. Okay. It says, Great Scott, on behalf of Universal Pictures and Amblin Entertainment, we're excited to help you celebrate the 35th anniversary of this iconic franchise and the 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray release of Back to the Future, the Ultimate Trilogy, just in time for celebration of Back to the Future Day on October 21st. All right, let's see what's going on in here. It tells me what to tag when I post. Gives me a guide. The Back to the Future, the Ultimate Trilogy. All right. Let's see. First things first. Oh, who doesn't need these socks in their life? These are really fucking cute. Back to the Future, bitches. See how quickly I changed tones, guys? It was like a get in, get out, get on with life. That's what you have to do during this fucking time. All right, what do we got? Back to the Future, Transformers. Let's read the hell out of this. From the desk of Dr. Emmett Brown. Wow, this looks awesome. Can't wait to check that out later. Okay. Whew, what is this? Where's Brad Gilmore when I need him? Back to the Future, this ultimate visual history, revised and expanded edition. Amazing. Forward by Michael J. Fox. Preface by Christopher Lloyd. Afterword by Robert Zemeckis. Introduction by Bob Gale. Damn, they're pulling out all the stops. That will be going on the coffee table for sure. What are you guys saying? Yeah, Danny, I love socks as a gift too. I really do. All right, I think we got another book in here. Oh, awesome. Where's Mara when we need her? Back to the Future, the official Hill Valley Cookbook. I guess she's more of a baker, but that looks like a pie to me. Curious what's in here. We definitely should try some of these recipes. Puff pastries. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm always fucking hungry. All right. What's this? There's so much stuff in here, guys. Back to the Future, Back in Time. A cooperative adventure game by Prospero Hall. Cooperative adventure. Oh, cool. Especially during quarantine for like some outdoor social distance gameplay. Not too shabby, friends. Ages 10 and up, 2 to 4 players. See, that's social distanced. This one is a dice through time game. This looks cool too. Great Scott. Dope. PLD says his mom always wants socks for Christmas. Oh, you guys know I love Funkos. It's Marty in the puffy vest. My brother dressed as Marty in the puffy vest for Halloween one year. It was so sick. This is awesome. Stoked about that. All right. Back to the Future. Pitbull Hoverboard Bottle Opener. Word. I need bottle openers because quarantine bottles. Am I right? They be flowing. What is this? What do we got going on in here? Say it ain't so. It's a koozie. Like I said, they be flowing. Makes it look like it's his vest. I wonder if I could put, this isn't a beer, but maybe it would fit my tea. I don't want the tea to spill in here. With one hand. Can she do it? Can she fix it? Bob the Builder. I don't know that I can. I'm going to spill all over myself. All right, we'll just do it with a beer later. She tried. Okay. This is obviously the Blu-rays for the Back to the Future 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray limited edition gift set with all 3 movies and collectible levitating hoverboard replica. What? Where's the hoverboard replica? I feel like I gotta find that shit. Should I open that in a second? Okay, we'll open that in a second. This looks like an effing sweet t-shirt. Yes! Slay Back to the Future. I feel like I will crop this into some golden goddess shit. Love this shirt. I think we did it, guys. I think we got to the... Oh, is there one more? Huh. I gotta open it from the bag. It's too, to see. Let's see what we got. Is it the DeLorean? I don't even know what this is. Time Train. Oh, it's the Time Train for the dice game. Okay. Dice Through Time needs this. Just comes with it as a premium piece. All right. Sounds good. A Back to the Future pin. Always can use more pins, especially when we get back to going to cons. And I've got my lanyards and stuff. Okay. I think now... Great Scott, I think we've done it. Let me move this from my seat. Excuse me, box, you are in my way. All right. Woo! How'd it go, guys? Yeah, it says there's a hoverboard in here, so I want to open it and see. And since it's Back to the Future Day tomorrow, I feel like maybe I should give one of these a watch tomorrow. Maybe post World Girls. Yeah, it was a huge box. It was a really good one. Thank you to Universal. You guys freaking rock. All right, let's see what they got. These are the DVDs, but show me the hoverboard. Am I right, peeps? All right. How does this work? Sweet. But then there's this thing. What, does this make it hover? What? Holy shit, what just happened? Hold on. How does this work? Oh my god. Oh my god. That's crazy. Wait, how do I get it to even fully... Do I have to just like finger... What? What? Look at that shit. Oh my god, it's hovering. Oh my god, it's hovering. Can you guys see? Whoa. This shit will be on display in my apartment for real though. It actually fucking hovers. That's sick. Don't want to fuck up my hair, but I'll put this on later. Wow, that's so dope. So cool. Fucking witch shit. All right, one good thing happened in 2020. Finally got hoverboards. Travis, am I right? Am I right? Awesome. Thank you again for brightening my day, Universal. Don't forget about Back to the Future Day tomorrow. We could use some fun shit to talk about. It's not Roxy size. I wish I could stand on this and it would work. That would make my whole life complete. That would be so dope. For anybody who hasn't already, please like this video. And if you're watching after the fact or now, leave a comment afterwards. It really helps with the fucking algorithm. I don't know why I called it the fucking algorithm, but it does help with the fucking algorithm. Also, if you're watching now or after the fact, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar. It's the best way to financially support me during this time. Means the world to me. Sorry, I'm crunching this paper. And it's a really fucking difficult, strange, bizarro time. So appreciate everything you guys can do. When I get off this, the World Girls are coming over here. And we are going to go vote in person. We're going to go to an early voting poll, and we are going to do an IRL voting. We'll probably do some behind the scenes of that, drop it on Patreon, as that's where we're putting all our behind the scenes stuff. So if you haven't checked it out yet, patreon.com/theworldgirls. Joseph says he forgot to push like. I bet a whole bunch of you guys forgot to push like. Now you are. Because I reminded you, which is why, even though it's annoying to be reminded, it's legitimate. Oh, yeah. Why do I get so weird all of a sudden? Because sometimes I am weird. Sometimes it just motherfucking happens. That's the way it is. All right. We are gonna... Let's see. Oh, I did have 2 Streamlabs that came in after yesterday's show that I didn't read. Mark Jason Ali said, just joined the Patreon. So proud of you ladies. Thank you, Mark. And Hitman Hudson said, the Merkins, I think you mean Americans, is so good. Carrie Russell is Steph Sabra-esque. Also, tough look for my boy, Jeff. Why is that a tough look for your boy, Jeff? Tell me what that means. I don't know what that's about. What you talking about, Willis? Let me know. And thank you to PLD for putting my Patreon in here as well, and also for putting my Streamlabs in here. PLD has got me, yo. Let's hope I don't faint again today. He told me if I feel like I'm going to faint to cross my legs, like while I'm standing, and push my thighs together. But cross my legs at my feet and push my thighs together. He says that will help. Who the fuck knows? All right, gonna get out of here. Thank you guys. Hope that it helps. Trauma is fucking brutal, and what we're dealing with right now is next to impossible. Much love to our friend Kevin Smets, and much love to any of you guys who are struggling with any kind of health, anything. It's fucking awful during this time. It's always awful, but especially now. Make your beds. Do what you can to be 1% happier. Show up for people because they will show up for you back. That's how it works. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. live with Roxy.